Australians love their dogs, so we've been searching the country to sniff out the most talented, heroic, athletic, hardest working and oldest dogs. Hear their extraordinary tales of resilience, dedication and tail-wagging love. Be amazed by the incredible talents and sporting prowess that these clever canines possess as we celebrate the Dog Down Under.
Welcome to the show. In this episode, thanks to our friends at Credelio, plus we're shining a light on our everyday heroes. We've all heard of Superman and Wonder Woman, but they ain't got nothing on these Cape Crusaders. From saving lives to mending hearts, these dedicated dogs are truly inspirational.
At number 10 is Rufus from the Gold Coast, Queensland. This 11-year-old British Bulldog developed the ability to sniff out trouble ahead for his dog mum Janelle.
I've fainted in Woolworths, I've fainted in Coles, I've fainted in the line on the way to entering a cruise ship, I've fainted at weddings, I've fainted in the tunnel that you walk down to get onto a plane. There's not a whole lot of places that I haven't fainted, to be honest. I have a neurocardiogenic syndrome, which is an unnecessarily long way of saying my vagus nerve in my body is a bit funky. Your vagus nerve controls all your autonomic functions, so in me, it usually makes me faint. It is a genetic condition. It presented in my family members around puberty, but it skipped me, we thought, until I was around 22.
When he was 1, Rufus started preempting Janelle's episodes. Somehow he was able to sense when she was about to faint and would warn her so she could sit or lie down. This has helped remove some of the uncertainty and fear that had been isolating Janelle from the world around her.
With no training whatsoever, he started signalling when I had a bad syncopal episode or fainty episode inbound, usually within about half an hour or so. It took me a long time to work out what he was doing. At first I was just like, why are you so annoying? Stop it. Because he would get really clingy.
There are many tales of the amazing ability animals have in sensing and warning us when something is wrong. Rufus has shown us that even the most unlikely heroes can be found in our own homes, often unassumingly sitting by our side. At number 9 is 15-year-old Bindi. And whilst we pay tribute to her, this is also a story about Bindi's heroic adopted brother, Erwin, who sadly passed away before we could meet him.
Bindi came through Stafford Rescue Victoria about 13 years ago. I had 3 other dogs at the time. She was used as a bait dog in the fighting industry, but her and Erwin really bonded because they were both young. The other 2 seniors were fine with her, but she accepted them, and her and Erwin just bonded. They became best of friends, and he was her rock.
Bindi and Erwin were together for 12 years, and as they got older, Erwin learnt to keep a close eye on Bindi because she was deaf and had a tendency to wander off.
She got lost one day in the bush where we walk, and after that, every time we went for a walk until she was on the lead, he would try and herd her up and stop in front of her, literally stop her from walking any further until I clipped the lead to the collar, then he'd be fine. So he was very protective of her.
The roles were reversed when Erwin was diagnosed with liver cancer, with Bindi sticking close by and comforting him, sleeping side by side. We think Bindi is a superhero for dealing with her traumatic past and going on to become a happy, loving dog. And Erwin was no doubt Bindi's hero, helping her overcome the fear of people and other dogs and ensuring she didn't get lost in the woods again. Striding into 8th place is 13-year-old Zach from Humpty Doo in the Northern Territory. Zach has been an operational urban search and rescue dog for the last 8 years and is trained to locate missing persons trapped in collapsed buildings. As a hard-working hound with his nose to the ground, Zach has also been a conservation detection dog for the last 4 years and is only one of 2 dogs in Australia trained for detecting the invasive citrus canker disease, as well as being part of an eradication program for the invasive pest, the browsing ant. Whilst canine search and rescue work for disaster zones fortunately involves mostly mock scenarios, Zach has been deployed in a real-life missing persons case. With his love and commitment to search work, Zach is also a mentor for new handlers and dogs starting their training. Sadly, Zach was recently diagnosed with sarcoma cancer, which has spread to his lungs, and is undergoing radiation treatment in Brisbane. Despite facing the fight of his life, his handler and dog mum Bronwyn says Zach remains his happy-go-lucky self, still eager to search and train. And he has the biggest grin on his face when he finds someone.
Welcome back as we count down Australia's everyday heroes. Isn't it heartwarming just how resilient and loving our dogs are, no matter what they've been through? Our next finalists are not only providing unconditional love, they're saving lives too.
And number 7 is 11-year-old Ty. His tale is one of survival against all odds and recognises the human heroes who came to his and dog mum Julie's rescue when he fell from the Lennox Head Cliffs a year ago.
I couldn't believe it. I looked down and I could not believe that he had fallen off the cliff, and it was really terrifying. Well, my partner and I were walking along the headlands to watch the whales. We'd taken Ty there many times before, and we were looking off the side of the cliffs, and Ty just walked over and he looked over the side, and then he just walked over and he was gone.
Ty fell at least 30 metres to the bottom of the cliff. How he survived is anyone's guess, but unable to move with 2 broken legs and the tide coming in, it was a race against time to get him to safety. Local SES volunteer, Dave, was quick to respond and was soon joined by 6 other team members to assist with the rescue.
Went to the top of the cliff, was able to see he wasn't moving, so I made my way down around the cliff, at the base of the cliff, around the water to where he was. We brought a Stokes litter and lashings around the base of the cliff. It was pretty tricky because the tide was coming in, and we took him out in a Stokes litter around the headland to safety.
I was just so relieved when they got there, and they came out and brought Ty out on the stretcher. It took like 7 of them to get him out, and walking through the surf on the rocks, and it was really quite a thing. So he really busted up his 2 front legs, so he has a titanium rod and all his bones here are fused, and this is a lot of soft tissue damage and hyperextended, and you know, I thought he was a goner, so we're really happy. He's doing really, really well.
People were under the impression that we are only trained to, rescue human casualties, but we are trained for domestic animals and large animals, livestock as well, in situations of peril. Well, it makes me feel, pretty proud to be part of a great group of people who can serve the community in the way we do.
It was a long road to recovery, but thanks to the heroic SES volunteers, we are able to share Ty's incredible story of survival, and Ty can get back to doing what he loves most.
He can walk, he wants to run after birds, he can do that a little bit, but for someone who was at the bottom of a cliff with eagles circling around him, I think he's doing fantastic.
To reward our everyday heroes and give them the complete protection they deserve, each of our finalists will win a year's supply of Credelio Plus and a pet stock gift voucher with a copy of my book, Eat, Play, Love Your Dog.
And thanks to our series sponsors, the category winner will receive a Pawsome prize pack that includes a $500 pet stock gift card, a year's supply of Antinol Plus, Big Dog Pet Foods, Credelio Plus Parasite Protection, VitaPet Treats, and a Buddy & Bell orthopaedic lounge bed and a copy of my book. And number 6 is Champ, the 13-year-old Border Collie who was a working farm dog until hip dysplasia issues saw him needing a new home. Adopted by Sally when he was 4 and always eager to please, Champ became a therapy dog and took on a new role of spreading joy and happiness throughout his local community.
Before COVID, we went on a regular basis to an assisted care facility, and we had our favorites, didn't we, Champ? And they just loved to see him, because a lot of them came from working properties or farms, and they knew a lot about border collies, and so we used to sit and just have a good old chat about working dogs and how wonderful dogs are and how great they are to keep us sort of emotionally healthy and bring a lot of joy into our lives, as does Champ.
Champ not only brightens the days of residents when visiting assisted living facilities, he also helps children learn in his role as a reading dog in schools. Champ's gentle nature and wagging tail warms the hearts of everyone he meets.
So he's 13 now, he's slowing down a little bit, just like me. But he loves his volunteer work, and I'm sure, like all working dogs, he'll just work until his last breath, I reckon.
Sharing the sixth spot with Champ is housemate Pepper, Sally's 9-year-old border collie cross that she adopted at 6 months of age. Found neglected and cowering in a filthy chook pen, Pepper was very timid and afraid of everything. So, with the goal of building up her confidence, Sally began competing with Pepper in many dog sports, including track and search and scent work, where she still competes at the highest level. This has led them to helping track down lost pets, including a dog that was missing for over 24 hours during intense storms. After picking up on its scent, Pepper led Sally to a gated housing community where the owners were finally reunited with their beloved pet Luna when she was found in one of the backyards, thanks to Pepper's keen sense of smell. Sally is no doubt a very proud dog mum with 2 everyday heroes sharing her home. At number 5, we have Roger Taylor, a 3-year-old mini poodle from Gosford in New South Wales, who is a task-trained medical alert assistance dog. Able to sense chemical changes in his dog mum Hayley, who is autistic and also has a condition known as POTS that causes her to pass out, Roger Taylor is able to warn her of an impending episode so she can sit down and get out of harm's way. Hayley has also trained this clever boy to fetch her emergency medications without being given a cue and interrupt her during sensory overloads by licking her face to ground her. When Hayley is having a severe meltdown, Roger Taylor will place himself between her hands and face so she doesn't self-harm. This also forces Hayley to bring her focus back onto him and to the environment around her so that she can recover quickly. To continually build on his skills, Hayley and Roger Taylor do daily training together in a range of different environments. This helps ensure Roger Taylor isn't distracted from doing his job. Before Roger Taylor came into her life, Hayley rarely left the house. But now, with her devoted companion by her side, she has a newfound sense of independence and even friendships that she's never had before. He might be small in stature, but don't let this fool you. Roger Taylor is a superhero of giant proportions.
Welcome back. How incredible have our Pooches been so far? Coming up next though, not only are these dogs changing lives, they're having a whole lot of fun as they do it too.
The power of animals to help children deal with social and learning difficulties in the school environment is increasingly being recognised and used to complement traditional education programs. The MacKillop Family Services Paw Pals program is one initiative that uses trained therapy dogs and program facilitators to assist students in the areas of behaviour regulation and social and emotional learning. One of those dogs is Rafa, who has a particularly special talent that helps kids cope in the classroom environment.
So we've got some cards here. These are VIA character strength cards, and I like Rafa's curiosity. He likes the smell of your hair product.
Well, Rafa's a Paw Pals therapy dog, and his role is to both soothe and strengthen students. So there's a bit of neuroscience behind it. We know that it reduces heart rate, cortisol or anxiety, and increases dopamine and oxytocin. So kids can actually calm and think, and it's a wonderful experience. And in those moments, they can learn, and the learning sticks. It's way more than pat the nice doggy. Yeah.
Rafa plays a vital role in Roz's work with the students, and even just his presence in the classroom can help. But sometimes you need to pull out the big guns, and that's where his special talent comes in. And what might that be, you ask?
Rafa can sing, which is really exciting, and he just started singing one morning, and I thought, wow, as a teacher, I thought, wow, this will be so good for my students.
I think it surprises them and it gives them a burst of positive emotions, and the kids we work with don't experience a lot of positive emotions. So it's really lovely, and that uplift of energy is really something very special, and that's a great way to start our sessions. It fills my heart with gladness, it really does. I see the kids progress over time. I see their facial expressions, their body language, it's way more positive, it's way more animated. They're learning how to read his facial expressions and body language. Therefore, they go out and read other kids' facial expressions and body language. So it's all about building skills to connect and school belonging. It's wonderful. It really thrills me.
It's fair to say Rafa is no longer an unsung hero, though I guess he's actually more of a singing hero now. Coming in at number 3 is the sweet-natured 13-year-old English staffy, Bosto, who hails from Melbourne, Victoria.
Bosto is an everyday hero because for the last 7 years, he's basically been Billy, my mother, who suffers from Alzheimer's disease, carer of myself. We started fundraising about 3 years ago for Dementia Australia, and we're on the verge of raising $50,000. And the reason we are at that total is because of Bosto. Everybody knows him in the queue area, and we have had some massive donations because Bosto has introduced me to certain celebrities because of the dog he is. Well, he's just gone straight up to people. He's either walked into their houses or walked into their shops. All the celebrity and footballers just absolutely love him. He's been in the papers probably 4 or 5 times. He's a real star.
It's clear Bosto is not only helping others through his fundraising efforts, but has been an unwavering support to Tony's mother, Billy, providing her comfort, unconditional love and much joy and happiness. Sadly, since filming our story, Billy passed away at the age of 90 with Bosto by her side. Our condolences to Tony and family.
We're almost at the end of counting down our top 10 everyday heroes, but no doubt their stories and legacies will live on for years to come, just like those you're about to see next.
At number 2 is Diesel, a 4-year-old Kelpie that has been part of a youth engagement program with farmer Dave Graham since he was a pup, giving kids purpose and teaching them kindness and responsibility. Diesel's ability to sense the inner turmoil of his young charges whilst remaining calm and steadfast has provided them with an unwavering support that has been life-changing.
So I was in school, wasn't fitting in well, got expelled, and then I had a support worker which took me here, and I met Dave, and ever since me being here, I've had a good connection with my dog Diesel. He was always there when I was feeling angry or upset. He was there for me to talk to.
So Joe was born into the world in a pretty difficult situation, but luckily at 6 months of age, he got fostered by this incredible couple who have raised a couple of dozen kids themselves, and they gave him all the love and connection that a kid needed, but he was still lost. He was still getting kicked out of school. He was really, really struggling at life, getting into really violent situations. And even though he was raised with a lot of dogs and a lot of love, he just never found his connections until he met Diesel, and then things just came together. And he's blossomed as a young person. I see firsthand how dogs can absolutely transform troubled youths. And what a dog does is it breaks through all those barriers, this incredible wall that young people build around themselves, and the dogs just break straight through it just by a look, by being there, and by saying, hey, I'm here for you, I don't judge you, I see you, I feel you, let's do something together. And they create their own little gang, and the world's their oyster.
As part of the program, young kids like Joe train and compete in a range of dog sports, even travelling the country to perform with Dave and their dogs at major events and expos. Through the deep bond and confidence he's helped build in kids like Joe, Diesel is a true hero.
It makes me feel very, very happy and he's given me purpose to keep fighting and keep doing what I do best.
For Joseph, Diesel is the best mate he could ever have, and as testament to his devotion, he even has Diesel's name proudly tattooed across his arm.
With so many incredible pooches, it was almost impossible to choose a winner. But at the end of the day, judges were unanimous in choosing this special pooch to be our Credelio Plus everyday hero.
At age 14, Nina might be a bit slower on her feet, but as the personal assistance dog to Alyssa, she's still very much the lifesaver she's always been. Nina also alerts Alyssa when her chemicals are changing due to a rare congenital disorder and works as a therapy dog in nursing homes and mental health wards.
So my situation is that I have been blind since birth. I'm a dog trainer, I'm a singer-songwriter, and I am loved by this girl. So in 2012, coming back from a music festival, and we were involved in an accident. It was about the time of the floods, and we actually went off a cliff. We rolled. The car was caught by a branch which left it teetering, and we were stuck there for 11 hours. And Nina and the tree branch were the two reasons why we were actually still here. So Nina licked us, kept nudging us, kept us from panicking, kept us conscious and alert until the driver and fellow passengers could actually get help.
Nina's ability to not only remain calm, but to stay with Alyssa to provide comfort and assurance played a crucial role in preventing Alyssa from panicking or moving, which could have ended in disaster.
So Nina saved my life that night by licking, keeping us conscious, keeping us aware. She is an absolute hero.
To top off her deeds, Nina has played a pivotal role in Alyssa pursuing a dog training and intuitive healing career.
How brave and inspirational was Nina and, of course, Alyssa? Talk about unconditional love. Join us again next week on The Dog Down Under as we count down our top 10 sporting legends. And in the meantime, be sure to follow us on social media and keep an eye on our website to enter your dog the next time we celebrate The Dog Down Under.